Claude called me one day and said, "Do you still want to do the festival rather getting into the hotel business directly?" Mm-hmm. And I say, "Yes, of course, Claude. But
you don't.
Are you sure
Yeah.
I can?" And he told me, "Yes, that's exactly what I want. I want someone which is sensible of the hospitality, and you will see it's going to work." And I understood very clearly after 1 or 2 months what Claude meant about that. Mm-hmm. Montreux is really a question of making people happy. It's really a question of emotion. It's really a question of relationship.
Right.
And I was talking about the 40 different jobs I've learned at the Hotel Business School. Yeah. In a festival, it's 80.
Yeah.
And so I felt quite comfortable entering the festival because there is a lot of F&B, there is a lot of management, there is a lot of finance, there is also all the activities which is important at the festival. So when Claude asked me to take over the position for sponsoring and marketing, honestly, I had no clue about the sponsoring, but I was quite comfortable. And I understood that it was, when you see such an event, it's not a question just of culture. Of course, the peak of the iceberg is the programming, is
Sure.
the name of the artist you're bringing,
Right.
the spirit of culture you're bringing.
Right.
But all the rest, especially right now, is tons of competence that you have to coordinate. So finally, having my background in the hotel business, I felt quite comfortable entering the Montreux Jazz Festival. Yeah. And now there is like almost 50% of the people working for Montreux, they are coming from the tourist and the hospitality business.
Oh. Okay, that's, I guess, partly because of you, right? Pointing the people doing the recruiting in that direction.
Not really. It was just more that, and very, very easily we've been oriented to the hotel business because there was close connection. But also for the position we were looking for, HR and finance and sponsoring, marketing, communication. It sounds that the people from the hotel business school, they are really well trained. For such event, which is not only to do the marketing, for example, as a product, because we storyteller. We bringing emotion on the table. We're not festival organizer. We're emotion creator. And that's for me very close to the hotel business.
Yeah, sure.
I'm in an hotelier. Claude was always saying that we're running the festival like a 5-star hotel and we are concierge. And I do agree with that. Mm-hmm. Because at the end, we need to please the audience, the artist, the partners, the media. And our goal is that. It's not an ego trip. It's really the way to make people happy.
Yeah. So how many years had the festival been going before you joined? About 20 or 30, right? Or
I joined as a staff in 1994. So the festival has been created in 1967.
Okay, so almost 30 years.
Almost 30 years.
Yeah.
And I started full-time in 1999. So it was like 34 or something like that festival.
Right. Now, I know, to look back at the festival before you joined maybe isn't even ask you a very fair question, but do you think there was something missing until you came and brought this hospitality spirit with you? And
no, I'm not in a position that there was something missing before I was getting in
criticism. But I'm just thinking, that Claude Nobs obviously saw in you somebody who could help transform the place in terms of its spirit and its kind of its human mission, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was not in question of spirit because Claude really get it. I mean, the DNA of Claude, the DNA of the festival was really that intense relationship, human factor that he was bringing on the table. Yes. What he told me years later, and almost like 2 months before he passed away, that was quite surprising because he passed away, it was an accident.
Yes.
And he told me once during one party we got saying that I would love that you continue when I will pass away, hopefully the latest.
Sure.
But he told me because you know the DNA, and you will know how to turn the festival into the future.
Right.
So I kept that in my heart when Claude passed away, and understanding a little bit what Claude meant at that moment. Claude was really intuitive, creative, deeply passionate to the musicians, and he brought a lot of irrationality to the festival. When I say irrationality, for me, it's really positive.
Sure.
Because he brought in a business that were quite structured, something that was just totally out of the box. And that's what makes Montreux what Montreux is right now.
Right.
But the festival was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And he was part of a business, music business, that started to be a real business.
Yes.
And now you see with Live Nation, AEG, Taylor Swift tour, Adele tour, we're talking about billions.
Right.
Now it's a real business that is quite heavy in the general business economics. And I think that Claude understood that I had the competence to keep this irrational spirit and bringing a kind of sustainability into the structure. An operational structure, because now, we have so much rules, we have so much constraints in terms of festivals. When you're bringing 250,000 visitors, when our budget is 30 million, we are hiring 3,000 people working for the festival. So you have now a lot of rules.
3,000.
Yes,
So you go
2,500 exactly.
So you go from 50 full-time employees, and then during the festival, it's 3,000 people almost, right?
Yeah. Just to give you that example, when I started the festival, the staff were just like giving a call. Do you want to work? Yes, fine. Okay, I give you a badge and you're working, and that's it. And I give you 100 Swiss francs for working. Thank you very much. There was no contract. There was no VAT. There was no taxes. There was no. We needed to declare anybody, etc. And then the world changes completely. So now and in the HR department, there was no HR department when I started. There were just like one girl coming 6 months a year to just take care about the staff.
Okay.
Actually,
do the paperwork.
Yeah. And actually, it's 4 people full time for HR.
Imagine.
But most of them because of the law, because of the rules.
Yes.
Every single staff that we're hiring need to be declared. You need to be, we get the taxes, blah, blah, blah. So it's a tough job, which doesn't increase the value of the festival.
Right.
But it's a lot of paperwork.
Right.
And that shift where Claude was a little bit uncomfortable with, because he saw that the cost getting higher and higher and the revenue were more and more difficult to achieve because there was a lot of competition in the business.
Yes.
And it was not possible to do as he was doing in the past, just like giving call to Santana. Okay, I'm coming. That's great. Okay, that's the fee, blah, blah, blah. Now there is a chain of people that you have to respect.
Sure.
But that's the beauty of Montreux. When you keep this spirit and this emotion and this heart into the business, with the structure, then it still continue. Because if you think a little bit wider and you look at the business model of the Montreux Jazz Festival now, if you had to recreate that, you will be dead. Because, it's totally financially irrational when you see. Just to give you an example, the main hall in Montreux, 5,000 capacity.
Right.
Glastonbury is 100,000 a day.
Yes.
Coachella is 150,000 a day. Z-Jet, Exit, even Palais is 40,000 a day.
Right.
How can I fight when someone is paying like hundreds of thousand Swiss francs? I could not pay the same.
Yes.
So on paper, the business model doesn't work.
Okay.
But the brand of Montreux is so strong that we're making work with a different perspective. And that's maybe the shift
I see.
we've made. Someone said once that for me, the biggest challenge when Claude passed away was to change everything without changing everything. And that was it.
And you managed to do that, I guess, then, right?
Because the most important thing is that every single person from the audience, they had to feel that finally nothing changed. The spirit is there.
Yes.
But on the backside, all the structure has been changed to make it working in the business we are.